Welcome to the Health Round of the Week, episode 10. Hi, my name is Alejandro Flori, certified fitness and nutrition coach with Altus Fitness. Today I wanted to talk to you about a topic that is very dear to my heart, and this is something that I always keep thinking about, and I just wanted to once again raise awareness and just get you guys to think about this, right? So today's episode is titled What's Your Legacy? And I don't know if you guys, like me, I'm first and foremost a parent, then I'm an entrepreneur, I am a fitness coach, I am many other things, but first and foremost at this stage of my life I am a parent, right? So that's the most important role I have in life right now. So what I keep thinking is, what is the legacy that I'm going to leave for my kids, right? So what am my kids inheriting from me, right? So, and automatically when you talk about those words or that word legacy, the first thing that may come to mind is, well, money, So I want to just leave a comfortable, amount of money to my kids so that they don't struggle financially. For sure. Some other people are a little more, think deeper, and then they think education. With education, you get the money, right? And then you can live comfortably. So education, like a higher education, whatever it is. And then you think of, okay, so what if you have education and you have the money, but you don't have the health to live comfortably or to live fully your life, So what does that, make up of your, education and your wealth? And granted, in talking to my wife, I was just, we were kind of like going a little more philosophical. And yes, health is big part, is education a big part of that. And that's why, like, my motto is awareness, education, implementation, and you have to kind of do it in that order. The first two overlapping, awareness and education. As you are more aware, you start, just seeing things differently. But you need to have some sort of education in the process so that you can actually raise the awareness even more. And only then is when when things are going to change for you, right? So this is all. It's once again linked to what is your why. All right. So for some people, like, what you probably have heard of, like that saying, if your why should be strong enough to make you cry, kind of thing. There's many different things, many different just approaches or whatever. But the most important thing is that if you do not have something that motivates you enough to make changes in your life, you are not going to make the changes. You are not. One of the things that I keep saying people is, you never make changes for anyone else if you don't think those changes are good for you, right? So don't do something for other people that you wouldn't do for yourself, kind of thing, right? So this is, once again, the whole concept. So you want to make sure that, yes, you want to do these things for you, but ultimately who's around you, who's watching, who is imitating your behaviors, and who is actually being affected by those behaviors, positively or negatively. Okay, so that's just think about this. When you probably think of, well, I am overweight because, well, it kind of runs in the family, right? So my parents were overweight and my grandparents were overweight, so therefore I'm overweight. Well, you don't inherit obesity or weight gains. You don't. And even if you think, well, there's something called the fat gene, they call it, right? But even if that were true, we know these days that everything that happens to you and your health has more to do with what's called gene expression other than the genotype. It has more to do with what those genes or what part of that genes gets expressed or gets triggered so that they actually impact your health, right? More than, yes, I mean, we may carry like a strong predisposition for cancer or for some other illnesses, for some autoimmune diseases or whatever it is. It's just a matter of, will that gene like be triggered, be expressed, and will that result in you being unhealthy? So I want to go back a little bit, right? If you were born before the 1980s, or at or around like between 1974, 1975, and 1980, well, as you grew up, this health crisis that we're living right now, that we're experiencing right now, so the obesity crisis worldwide was developing, and you actually saw it, as I did. You saw it happen, right? If you were born any time after that, you basically have no idea what's happening. So to you, it's pretty normal to eat like all the packaged, like additives, like low carb, just low calorie stuff that you can find in most grocery stores. But if you are a little older, and you know that basically before that you would be able to eat like kind of like anything went. I mean, the sense that there was no preference for like low carb anything or low fat anything. You just had whatever it was, and there you could just eat whatever and not gain so much weight, I guess, and be happier, because there was not a very aggressive campaign for you to lower the calories. And okay, calories are the bad guy, so don't do calories, whatever that means, right? So and then fat is a bad guy, so reduce the fat. And then in the process, we started like living by that food pyramid that is completely distorted. Fast forward 40 years, and we are in hands down the worst obesity and health problem, epidemic. Talking about pandemic, this is an epidemic that no one talks about, or necessarily not everyone is, like freaking out of or about. Whereas there's a pandemic, which is it's pretty much more manageable, and then the information that is being communicated is not necessarily that accurate, right? But everyone's freaking out about that, as opposed to, gee, the world is dying. I mean, 2/3 of the world are just experiencing all the chronic diseases that come along with weight gain, and the weight gain is something that you can solve, but you're being given the wrong information to begin with. So anyways, so we grew up as, 1980 or before, seeing this thing develop, and we basically played along. But if you were born after that, you have no clue. I mean, to you, well, all you know is your boxed juice and your French fries and your things, and you're just, that's pretty normal. That's where my mom takes me ever since I was a kid. So I don't see why, like, I don't know much more than that, right? So that's your legacy. Your legacy, if you don't open your eyes and start doing things differently now, is obesity. As per the World Health Organization, chronic heart disease is the #1 killer worldwide. And guess why that is, right? So remember what I said in previous videos. 5 out of the top 10 causes of death today are related to weight. And that means nutrition. And nutrition is what I do, and that's why you're watching this video. All right? Awareness, education, implementation. Think of that. I want you to be very mindful of these things, because your legacy, yes, it may be education, it may be money, it may be your net worth. Yes, I respect that. I have personally met people extremely wealthy that never lived past their 50s, all right? And they kind of truncated their wealth or their legacy, as they were not able to leave to their kids anything more than money. You may go like, oh yeah, but money is good enough. Of course it is. It's much better what you can do with that money growing up, all right? Or as you mature, as you form a family. So this is, once again, food for thought. It always is. It's food for thought. I just want you to think and to kind of like evaluate what you're doing and who around you is looking. You have little ones around you. They're going to imitate what you're doing. This is easier said than done. I'm not perfect. This is work in progress. I have my own challenges, but I am aware. The most important thing is be aware so that you can make changes that will ultimately better your life. Your kids are happy. Well, you know that, like, happy wife, happy life. Sure, I agree. But your kids are happy. Your wife is going to be happy. Your wife is happy. You're going to be happy. If you're sick and your kids are getting sicker, think about it, okay? Once again, I really hope you enjoyed this content. Send me your comments. Give me some likes. Subscribe so I can get encouraged to keep doing these. And I will see you next week for another video. Thank you very much. Take care.